Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, the channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Yikes. Hunter Biden, are you sure that was the smartest decision? It seems as though the Bidens are starting to play defense. Hunter Biden's trying to get ahead of this thing more than 2 years later, which, okay, defend yourself legally, do what you gotta do. Because of course, as the Bidens are learning, this laptop from hell investigation or probe isn't going anywhere. But this strategy that Hunter Biden is taking, I feel like, is a little bit ill-advised. Crackhead Hunter Biden's new legal strategy, his new laptop from hell defense, is admitting that the laptop from hell is real and belongs to him. After years of claiming that he had no idea where this laptop came from, it wasn't his. He was confused by the whole thing. It was a Russian disinformation plot to go after his father using him. After all of these claims for more than 2 years, Hunter Biden is now filing a lawsuit and essentially admitting that, yep, it's all his and he's at the center of all the criminal activity. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Welcome to Clown World. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so take a look at this from the Daily Wire. Hunter's attorney's defense of the so-called laptop is so ludicrous it's laughable. Do you ever get the sense that we live in a clown world run by imbeciles? Yes, in fact, I do very much so. I mentioned this like 5 seconds ago in the intro of this video before reading this article. The latest example of sheer stupidity of our so-called elites can be found in the latest updates regarding Hunter Biden's infamous laptop from hell. On Wednesday, Biden the Younger's legal team sent a letter to the United States Department of Justice and the Delaware Attorney General requesting an investigation into individuals for whom there is considerable reason to believe violated various federal laws in accessing, copying, manipulating, and/or disseminating Mr. Biden's personal computer data. The letters were taken by many as a sign that Hunter was finally confirming that Hunter's laptop left at John Paul Mac Isaac's repair shop was actually his. Readers will remember the 51 former intelligence officials that claimed that the New York Post's original 2020 report on the computer was Russia disinformation. In turn, Twitter censored the story and the rest is history. Hunter has never denied or confirmed that it's his laptop, so the legal request sent this week appeared to be a stunning admission. Then his attorneys released a statement so ludicrous, it's laughable. Biden's counsel claimed that the request for criminal investigation does not in any way confirm that the laptop is actually his. These letters do not confirm Mac Isaac's or other versions of the so-called laptop. Hunter's attorney Abe Lowell told Fox News. They addressed their conduct of seeking, manipulating, and disseminating what they allege to be Mr. Biden's personal data, wherever they claim to have gotten it. What does that even mean? We're not confirming that it's Hunter Biden's laptop and that it's his data, but we're suing these individuals for disseminating Hunter Biden's personal data. A totally paradoxical statement. This whole Hunter Biden going on the offensive thing has become such a joke that even individuals being targeted by this new legal maneuver, namely Miranda from the New York Post, well, even they aren't exactly taking this whole thing very seriously.
Now, Miranda, we have some breaking news tonight. The Washington Post is reporting that Hunter Biden's lawyers sent a series of blistering letters Wednesday to state and federal prosecutors urging criminal investigations into those who accessed and disseminated his personal data. So I guess that means the guy who fixed the laptop. And why is he going after people who disseminated the laptop story if it was all Russian disinfo?
Yeah, well, that's the point. I mean, this is such an own goal. Basically, Hunter Biden, through his lawyers, has admitted that, yes, the laptop is his. It's not Russian disinformation, as those 51 dishonest intelligence officials told us. It's his laptop, which we've been telling people for more than 2 years. And finally, they've admitted it with this kind of ridiculous attempt to go on the offensive. I think John Paul Mac Isaac, who I spoke to this afternoon for our story tomorrow, put it best. He said, when you're over the target, the flak becomes even heavier. And so I think that there's panic in the Biden camp. Yeah.
Hunter Biden's legal team is also targeting Tucker Carlson, of all people. Tucker must be shaking in his boots.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
These letters do not confirm Mac Isaac's or others' versions of a so-called laptop. They address their conduct of seeking, manipulating, and disseminating what they allege to be Mr. Biden's personal data wherever they claim to have gotten it. So in other words, we believe the government should send these people to jail for possessing stolen property that belonged to Hunter Biden, but that so-called property may not actually exist and may not even belong to Hunter Biden.
And so it seems to be Hunter Biden's last-ditch effort, his Hail Mary. But boy, does it seem to be a swing and a miss. Because, despite the fact that the media keeps telling us that there's no evidence on the Hunter Biden laptop, and especially no evidence that supposedly involves Joe Biden in various corruption crime scandals, despite their repeating of that phrase, no evidence, we know there is, in fact, evidence, more than circumstantial evidence. And the only defense that Joe Biden has had so far, firstly, has been to pretend that he has no knowledge of Hunter Biden's business dealings, which has been proven to be a false statement on multiple occasions, and secondly, his claim that it's all fake news, it's a Russian disinformation plot. Well, no longer is that the case because your son essentially just admitted that it's his laptop. What an absolutely idiotic legal move. And honestly, in general, even beyond that, I'm kind of confused by this move. I mean, what's Hunter Biden really trying to do here? Going after investigative journalists who are merely reporting on a story? It seems to just be a continuation of the left-wing Democrat trend of abusing the legal system in an attempt to shut up their detractors. And it really feels like a Hunter Biden moment, doesn't it? A spoiled little trust fund baby, son of a powerful politician, trying to use daddy's DOJ to legally go after people who are covering the story. What a complete and utter joke. The Hunter Biden saga continues. This spoiled little crackhead continues to be the same spoiled little crackhead he's always been. I have to admit though, it's taking a little bit of a comedic turn. And speaking of jokes, here's supposed Republican, CNN's Adam Kinzinger, going out of his way to defend Hunter Biden.
And quite honestly, I don't think it's going to move the needle one way or another. I don't think anybody is going to vote Republican that didn't or wouldn't have because of Hunter Biden's laptop. I mean, Hunter Biden is not the president of the United States. Hunter Biden is not a U.S. senator or congressman. He's a private citizen. What he did is the jurisdiction of the FBI. And I think most Americans understand that that doesn't belong necessarily on the front page of political action.
Here's supposed Republican Geraldo Rivera basically doing the exact same thing.
The real story, which is the disintegration of the life of the first son here. It is so sad to see how his life just turned to such crap.
It's all just so ridiculous. It's so comedic. But probably the funniest clip of all was on MSNBC with the Washington Post's Matt Visor. Their reaction to Hunter Biden's new confirmation that the laptop is actually his. Well, they essentially accidentally admitted the truth.
I mean, there's nothing that I've seen in any of the stories about any of this that suggests any of it had anything to do with his father. What is the end game other than humiliating the president's son?
I mean, that may be the end game, because we've spent a lot of time with the laptop and we've looked a lot at it, and there isn't much that ties the president to any wrongdoing.
We've spent a lot of time with the laptop, and there isn't much that ties the president to any wrongdoing. So you admit that there's something then. The walls that have been built around the Biden family, the Biden crime family, are slowly cracking. We now have absolute undeniable confirmation that the laptop is in fact Hunter Biden's. We now have MSNBC essentially admitting that there is evidence suggesting that the president was involved in wrongdoing and involved in his son Hunter's business dealings. It's getting harder and harder to defend the Bidens. Some people seem to just be jumping ship. The walls seem to be closing in. And if Hunter Biden and Joe Biden think that this is a good strategy to avoid accountability, think that this whole thing is just going to magically go away with these pathetic legal threats, I think they have another thing coming, because now with this confirmation and a new House GOP majority, the investigations are just getting started. And even on top of that, what a mistake this was from Hunter Biden's legal team, because if they actually do pursue legal action, lawsuits targeting various journalists, well then that's going to allow the people being sued to request discovery. And I don't think that's something Hunter Biden and the Bidens really want, now do they? The Biden crime family's back's against the wall, and you absolutely love to see it. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.